So now, what are the complications? So I've just framed this theory answer for you guys. So there can be complications within gallbladder, pancreaticobiliary system, and extrabiliary complications. So it'll be very nice, a very basic diagram, but ऐसे impress कर सकते आप examiner को कि देखो देखो हमने illustration कर दिया. So this is where you can list down and then draw, कि कहाँ हो रहा है. So this is the best way to score marks without being artistic. So in gallbladder, what all can happen? Biliary colic is a clinical diagnosis where you have a transient obstruction leading to pain. Most common indication of surgery. We don't see it radiologically. Then cholecystitis. This is where we have to make the diagnosis. So this is what are the signs. So this is what now we are also learning simultaneously diffuse wall thickening, isn't it? This becomes a DD of diffuse wall thickening. So you will see acute thickening, fluid collection. In chronic, it will be shrunken, scarred thickening. Emphysematous में air आ जाएगा, diabetes, very sick patients. Then you can have GB perforation, pericholecystic abscess. There can be a fistula between gallbladder and skin. Then it can go into falciform ligament and it can lead to a recanalized umbilical vein thrombophlebitis. Porcelain GB can be complication of gallstone. Mucocele, one of you was asking. So mucocele empyema, once the cystic duct is obstructed. Mirizi syndrome, obstruction of the CBD because of gallstone in the neck. फिर तो ये सारे गोल्डस्टोन के कॉम्प्लिकेशन हो गए, कोलेसिस्टाइटिस, एम्फाइजीमेटस, गैंग्रीन, पोर्सलेन, एम्पाइमा. ठीक है. पैनक्रियाटिकोबिलियरी में इट कैन ड्रॉप डाउन इनटू सीबीडी. कोलेंजाइटिस हो सकता है, इंट्राहिपैटिक जा सकता है, पैनक्रेटाइटिस हो सकता है. सिंपल स्टफ. एक्स्ट्रा बिलियरी वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, स्पॉटर्स आते हैं. सो यू कैन हैव अ कोलेसिस्टोएंटेरिक फिस्टुला एंड दैट कैन रिजल्ट इन गोल्डस्टोन इलियस. डू यू नो द रिगलर्स ट्रायड? एवरीबडी, आई एम श्योर you know. So रिगलर्स ट्रायड, you have a small bowel obstruction. That's because of a stone, and you have pneumobilia, right? So that's because of this fistula. If it goes proximally and causes gastric or duodenal outlet obstruction, that is Bouveret's syndrome, right? So now we'll see all of these cases and images. You tell me what you are thinking of, right? So look at this image. What is the pattern, first of all, that you are seeing here? Can you all visualize how there is a diffuse wall thickening? Yes, so there is diffuse wall thickening. That's the first thought that should come. कि कौन से तीन में fit हो रहा है? With pericholecystic fluid, right? So you can see these fluid collections. You can see diffuse wall thickening. What else do you see on the same patient CT scan? You can again see how there is pericholecystic edema, right? So there is diffuse pericholecystic fluid or edema. So this, what is the diagnosis? This is acute cholecystitis, right? So this is acute cholecystitis because of a stone, right? So 90% is calculus, 10% is acalculous. You will see wall thickening more than 3 mm, high T2 signal, fluid, adjacent liver edema can also be seen. So here, if you look carefully at this point, it does seem that even liver, the loss of fat plane with liver is happening. So there can be adjacent liver edema as well. Interrupted rim sign. So anywhere if you see, can you see the smooth mucosal thickening, everybody? If you see that there is an interruption in that, that's when you suspect gangrenous cholecystitis, all right? So that's something which is important. And same thing on HIDA and functional MRC. Will you see or will you not see? We will not see the gallbladder, right? No, this is not really interrupted. This is where you're seeing the inflammation. I think it's best visualized, if you see the different planes, you will be able to see better. But yeah, here it does seem, at this point that the mucosa is not very well seen. I think it's diffuse edema. We can just correlate, right? Next, what are you seeing here? Perforation or gangrenous, both. So gangrenous will be mucosal, अंदर की enhancement missing होएगी. Perforation will be outer wall enhancement will be missing. We'll see. I'll show you all of these images. Good. So this is what is your wall echo shadow complex. Look at a zoomed image here. Can you see this? So this is the GB wall. Then you can see an echo and then all you see is shadow. So what does that indicate? It indicates that there is a contracted gallbladder. There is no lumen left, right? It's just the stone that is living inside the gallbladder. So that is what is suggestive of a chronic cholecystitis. It's a small contracted gallbladder. It can have thickening of the wall, right? So this is your wall echo shadow sign. All right. We will look at the cases. Okay, we'll just keep building it up. So here you can see how there is again a wall echo and then you can see the shadow. Same patient's CT, you can see multiple stones, right? You can see multiple hyperdense stones here and a small contracted gallbladder. Look at the dynamic MR images here. So on the dynamic MR images, what are you seeing? You are seeing that there is this slowly progressive enhancement of the gallbladder wall. So this small gallbladder plus slow progressive enhancement is what is the feature of chronic cholecystitis, right? So that is what you need to remember here. Try to look at this case. What are you seeing now? So on the ultrasound, what do you see? You can see there is GB wall thickening, but here there is this discontinuity. Can you see how there is this irregularity which is happening here? Very nice. So this is where you have an interruption of the inner mucosal lining. Yeah. And you can also see this discontinuity. Look at the enhancement on the CT scan. Now, can you appreciate what discontinuous enhancement looks like? Plus, the patient here, will be very, very sick. It's also the clinical diagnosis will also be very contributory here. So this is what is gangrenous cholecystitis, right? So this is your gangrenous cholecystitis where you see cholecystitis, where you see this interruption. All right. So yeah, you can call it with associated intrahepatic perforation, right? So there is gangrene, which is resulting in, the surrounding liver also showing enhancement. So this is more like the surrounding liver also showing edema rather than it perforating. It's the edema which is happening. So see, the difference is, wait, look at this case. Yeah, try to look at this case. What is the difference between this CT and the last CT? The difference is whether it's the inner mucosal part or it's the outer layer, the adventitial layer, right? So here you can see how it's the inner mucosal part and the liver hypodensity is more reactive edema. Here also, I think this is more reactive anechoic layer of the liver, and then there is this mucosal irregularity. So this is gangrenous. Whereas when there is a hepatic perforation, when there is a GB abscess perforation, you will see how the outer aspect is also irregular and mucosa is not seen separately. So this case is what is a GB perforation with associated liver abscess, right? So this is what you are seeing here. And look at this case. ये तो और भी एक ज्यादा layer of complication है. Can somebody tell me what's happening here? Yeah. So now that gallbladder has perforated and it's formed a fistula, right? Can you see this? So it's tracking outside. Very nice. So this is where you have a fistula to the skin, cholecystocutaneous fistula. Okay, so these are the various complications. So what 3 complications did we study? Acute cholecystitis to theek hai, right? Uske baad we saw chronic cholecystitis, small contracted gallbladder, gangrenous cholecystitis, right? And when that goes outside and, there is discontinuity, that's GB perforation, and this is fistula. Okay. So yeah, you can call this gangrenous followed by perforation. Okay. Doesn't matter. More or less, basically, you just have to imply how, implicate how severe this is. And the clinician would know because the patient would be very sick. Okay, so gangrenous and perforation. What do you think is this? Very commonly asked spotter. Usually in the spotter, they're very chalak and they show you ultrasound. So when on ultrasound, you don't see anything, that means it's air, right? So what is this here? So you can see these foci with associated dirty shadowing everywhere. So this is emphysematous cholecystitis. So nobody is going to give you an X-ray or a CT, right? They're going to give you the ultrasound to diagnose this. So remember when you see this diffuse shadowing, around the gallbladder, looks a lot like wall echo shadow sign at the first look, right? So you always need to rule out emphysematous cholecystitis. You can see this this air around here, and you can see air on the CT scan, right? So this is a very sick patient. Diabetic patients usually develop gram-negative organisms होते हैं. See this very interesting case. So here again the gallbladder, you can see how there is enhancement of the wall, and associated with that you can see there is thickening of the falciform ligament, right? Yes, you can see adhesions within the gallbladder lumen, Shubhra. Yeah, you can see in gangrenous particularly you will see, mucocele, in empyema you will see. Very nice. So this is a falciform ligament, and within that ligament, can you see how there is a vessel? And the vessel that lies here is the umbilical vein. Okay, so the ligamentum teres hepatis is the umbilical vein. So this is a recanalized umbilical vein, and because of the fat stranding around it, we are saying this is thrombophlebitis. So that can also happen secondary to cholecystitis. Okay, last case ultrasound. This one. So this is where when you see whatever plane, right? Pehle look में it may look like wall echo shadow, or yes, a non-fasting patient with a stone. But basically, no matter which direction you pan the probe, you will not be able to see anything. So this is more on a dynamic view rather than a single view, right? Because wall echo shadow sign on different views, you will be able to make up a dense shadow. But here, you will see nothing beyond it in any view, right? So that's how you can make out emphysematous cholecystitis. Okay. Why are you after GB wall adhesions, Shubhra? Today you have only one agenda. Show me adhesions in gallbladder. Okay, well, let's see. I'll try. What do you see here? So here you can see there is an obstructive stone at the neck of the gallbladder. And what do you see? You can see how the GB is distended, and can you see some hyperdense contents here? And you can see this thickening, right? You can see how there is this sludge which is settled. So ये है over distended gallbladder. No, why is this Bouveret syndrome? Because of this. No, ये तो normal stomach है यहाँ पे. Stomach is not distended ना. उसके लिए तो stomach distend होना चाहिए. This is GB over distended. So this is what a mucocele looks like. If this mucocele now starts to show you debris inside, फिर आप उसको बोलोगे empyema. Then you will see adhesions within it, right? So then you will start to see adhesions inside, right? So this is a mucocele at this stage, and when you start to see a lot of debris, that is empyema. Okay. Look at this one again. Classic spotter. You can see over distended gallbladder. And you can see how there is intrahepatic biliary radical dilatation which is associated. And on the axial view, you can see why that there is a gallstone which is impacted, right? Over distended gallbladder is a subjective diagnosis anyways, but overall 7 centimeter, right? That's what we saw, 7 to 10 centimeters, 7 to 10 centimeter, right? So you can measure the dimensions also. Okay, coming back. But used very subjectively only. So this is where you have a stone here, a signal void, which is causing intrahepatic radical dilatation. So this is Mirizi syndrome. So Mirizi syndrome is the only condition where a gallstone can cause jaundice, right? So a gallstone impacted in the neck of the gallbladder, यहाँ पे है, that is causing extrinsic compression of the hepatic duct, causing the dilatation of the IH proximal, IHBRD, right? So that's Mirizi syndrome. Spotter, very easy. The moment you see small bowel obstruction, the moment you see pneumobilia, air in the gallbladder, and a stone with a lamellated appearance. This is very good. Rigler's triad, gallstone ileus. There is a cholecystoenteric fistula, and the stone has gone into small bowel, leading to obstruction. Yes. Look at this now. What are you seeing here? So you can see that there is definitely air in the gallbladder that we are seeing. And what do you see here? Again, you can see how the small bowel loops are obstructed, right? So this is, again, a Rigler's triad, right? So you can see that the proximal bowel loops, the small bowel loops are all distended. And this is what is your Rigler's triad. Okay. Try to look at this one. So you can see that there is this dense echo here. So now, is that a stone? Is that air? So it's actually both. So you can also see there is a calcified rim, right, which is causing this dense shadow. But in addition, there are these focus of air in the gallbladder. Yes, and now can you see how the stomach is over distended? So this is Bouveret, right? So here you can very nicely see how a stone has actually entered the antrum, and that is leading to gastric outlet obstruction. So the stone is not in the gallbladder, right? It is actually in the antrum here, leading to over distended stomach. And on the MRI, can you see, everybody, here that there are these signal voids within the stomach? So these are the stones within the antrum. So that is what was found on endoscopy as well, these heavily calcified stones. So this is Bouveret syndrome. Okay, this is something that students mess up. Mess up. So Bouveret syndrome. All right, so these were the complications of gallstones. Will you be able to frame that answer based on the flowchart?